On this day in history, October 8th, 451, the first session of the Council of Chalcedon begins. Included in the following is an excerpt from the 1944 edition of the Encyclopedia Britannica, going over the history of the Council. Council of Chalcedon, the fourth ecumenical council of the Catholic Church, was held in 451, its occasion being the Eutychian heresy and the notorious Robber Synod, which called forth vigorous protests both in the East and West, and a loud demand for a new general council, a demand that was ignored by the Eutychian Theodosius II, but speedily granted by his successor Marcion. In response to the imperial summons, 500 to 600 bishops, all Eastern, except the Roman legates and 2 Africans, assembled in Chalcedon on October 8, 451. The Bishop of Rome claimed for his legates the right to preside, and insisted that any act they failed to receive their approval would be invalid. The first session was tumultuous. Party feeling ran high, and scurrilous epithets were bandied to and fro. The acts of the Robber Synod were examined. Fraud, violence, and coercion were charged against it. Its entire proceedings were annulled, and at the third session, its leader, Dioscorus, was deposed and degraded. The emperor requested a declaration of the true faith, but the sentiment of the council was opposed to a new symbol. It contested itself with reaffirming the Nicene and Constantinopolitan creeds and the Ephesine formula of 431, and accepting only, after examination, the Christological statement contained in the Epistole Dogmatica of Leo I to Flavianus. Thus the council rejected both Nestorianism and Eutychianism, and stood upon the doctrine that Christ had 2 natures, each perfect in itself and each distinct from the other, yet perfectly united in one person, who was at once both God and man. With this spirit, which was formally subscribed in the presence of the emperor, the development of the Christological doctrine was completed, but not in the manner to obviate further controversy. The remaining sessions were occupied with matters of discipline, episcopal jurisdiction, organization of diocese and parish, occupations of the clergy, and the like, and confirmed the third canon of the Second Ecumenical Council, which accorded to Constantinople equal privileges with Rome, and the second rank among patriarchates, and, in addition, granted to Constantinople patriarchal jurisdiction over Pontus, Asia, and Thrace. The Roman legates, who were absent, designedly, when this famous, the 28th, canon was adopted, protested against it, but in vain, the imperial commissioners deciding in favor of its regularity and validity. Leo I, although he recognized the council as ecumenical and confirmed its doctrinal decrees, rejected Canon 28 on the ground that it contravened the 6th canon of Nicaea and infringed the rights of Alexandria and Antioch. In what proportional zeal for the ancient canons and the rights of others, and jealous fear of encroachment upon his own jurisdiction, were mixed in the motives of Leo, it would be interesting to know. The canon was universally received in the East. The Emperor Marcion approved the doctrinal decrees of the council and enjoined silence in regard to theological questions. Eutyches and Dioscorus and their followers were deposed and banished.